Okay, so you've launched your startup, you're building something incredible, but finding those first few clients, it can feel like you're just shouting into the void, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's probably the most common hurdle
Ah,
founders talk about,
yeah.
getting traction.
Yeah, cutting through all that noise. And speaking of getting seen, if you are looking to, give your social media profiles a bit of a kickstart, check out rapidboost.net. They offer services to boost your presence.
Good tip, because visibility
Yeah.
is key, especially early on.
Exactly. And that's our mission today on the deep dive. We're going deep into proven strategies for using Instagram, specifically to actually find clients for your startup. We're talking real paying customers, not just likes.
Right. Moving beyond those vanity metrics. And the source we're drawing from today really emphasizes how startups can leverage Instagram effectively, even, without a massive ad budget.
Yeah, we've been digging into this article, the best way to find clients for your startup business using Instagram proven strategies. And it's clear Instagram isn't just for vacation photos anymore.
Not at all. It's evolved into this surprisingly powerful ecosystem for lead generation, especially for newer businesses.
Okay, so let's break that down. Why Instagram? Why should a startup focus its energy there, potentially over other platforms, when they're looking for those first critical clients?
Well, one of the big points the article makes is about democratized reach. Basically, unlike some platforms where you kind of have to pay to play significantly.
Right, where ad spend is king.
Exactly. Instagram has things like the Explore page, hashtags, location tags.
Hmm.
These offer organic ways for new businesses to actually get discovered. That's huge when you're starting out and, money's tight.
That organic potential is definitely appealing. No massive ad budget required, potentially.
Precisely. And there's some interesting data points mentioned from Hootsuite, I think. Like 90% of users follow a business and something like 44% shop weekly on the platform.
Wow, okay. So people are actively looking for and interacting with businesses there.
They are. The audience is there and they're engaged, which kind of leads to the second point.
Hmm.
The platform allows for really high engagement and building relationships faster
How so?
through features like stories, DMs, reels. They make interactions quicker, more direct. Someone sees your story, they can reply instantly. It lowers the friction, between seeing your content and actually starting a conversation.
That direct line feels really valuable. Less formal than email, maybe?
Yeah, often much quicker.
Hmm.
And thirdly, there's the power of visuals and what the article calls micro-content for building authority.
Authority through visuals. Tell me more about that.
Well, you can show, not just tell. Share behind-the-scenes stuff, client testimonials visually, quick video tips.
Mm.
It builds credibility much faster sometimes than, say, a long blog post. Yeah. People start to trust you before they even hit your website.
That makes sense. Seeing is believing kind of thing. Like that case study mentioned, the agency in Austin.
Well, yeah, that was a great example. A boutique marketing agency, they doubled their inbound client inquiries in just 3 months.
Doubled.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And they did it using story highlights and carousel posts, basically showing the ROI they got for clients. And the kicker, zero paid ad spend.
Okay, zero ad spend.
Yeah.
That really drives home the organic potential. So we get why Instagram. Now, how do we actually set up our profile so it works for us like a client magnet?
Right, the practical stuff. The article stresses that first impression is everything. You got, like, less than 7
The
seconds.
7 seconds, that's fast.
Super fast. So your profile needs to scream credibility, clarity, what do you do,
Yeah.
and have a really clear call to action. What's the next step?
Like your digital elevator pitch, but instant. So what are the absolute must-haves for that profile?
The bio. It's critical.
Oh,
It
yeah.
needs to be totally client-centric. Who do you help and what specific result do you get? Not just we do marketing.
More likely.
More like the example they gave.
Mm.
Helping eco-conscious brands triple online sales. See? Specific audience, specific result. Use keywords your clients might search for too.
Mhm.
And definitely a strong call to action. DM for free audit, book a consult, something direct.
Okay, clear benefit, clear next step. And that link in bio, it's just one link. How do you make the most of it?
Yeah, that one link has to work hard. Tools like Linktree or similar ones are essential. They let you create a landing page with multiple options.
Ah, so you can link to different things.
Exactly. Your free guide, your booking page, your portfolio,
Okay.
a contact form. But the article emphasizes making sure the top link, the most visible one, is your primary lead generation goal. Like, book a call here.
Got it. And below the bio, those little circles, the story highlights, how do they fit in?
Think of them as like mini website sections right on your profile. Great for showcasing client testimonials, maybe screenshots or short video clips. And About Us highlight, Portfolio examples use nice icons, clear titles. They guide visitors, build trust, and push them towards taking action.
Okay, profile optimized, check. Now, the content. How do we create posts that don't just get likes, but actually, lead to business?
Yeah, this is key. The mindset shift needed, according to the article, is treating every post like a breadcrumb.
A breadcrumb.
Yeah, like each piece of content leads people a little further down the path towards becoming a client. It's not just about the single post's engagement.
I like that. So what kind of breadcrumbs work best?
Well, authority content is huge. Stuff that proves your expertise.
All right.
Show, don't just tell. Before and afters with good captions explaining the how. Quick reels showing you solving a problem. Step-by-step carousels, like how he doubled Brand X's leads.
So demonstrating value directly. Mini case studies almost.
Exactly. Micro case studies are perfect. Share client wins with their permission, of course. Tagging them adds social proof, too.
Makes sense. Prove you can do the job. What about the softer side? The startup journey, the founder story, does that fit?
Oh, absolutely. Relatability is super important on Instagram, even for B2B. Share the journey, the wins, sure, but also the failures, the lessons learned, behind-the-scenes stuff.
So be authentic.
Totally. Instagram thrives on it. People connect with people. The article had that example, like we lost our first big pitch. Here's what it taught us. That kind of vulnerability builds trust, surprisingly.
It's interesting. So it's a mix of proof and personality. And what about asking for the business within the content itself, the CTAs?
Essential. Got to have a clear prompt in almost every piece of content. Tell people what to do next. DM growth for details. Use poll stickers and stories. Are you struggling with X? Then follow up. Even just save this post encourages interaction. Consistency is key.
Okay, profile, content. Got it. But the article also mentioned targeted outreach. Sounds like a bit more legwork, like a secret weapon.
It really can be, especially for startups. Posting great content is crucial for attracting people that's inbound. But you also need to proactively go out and find potential clients. Combine both.
So don't just wait for them to find you.
Exactly. First step is mastering search and hashtags. Find the hashtags your ideal clients are using, not just the big generic ones. Then engage. Don't just leave thoughtful comments on their posts. Offer a quick insight, show you're paying attention. Save their posts, maybe share one to your story.
So add value before you ever think about asking for anything?
Precisely. Location tags too, if relevant. Niche events. Then strategic follows. Follow key decision makers after you've engaged a bit. Then thoughtful DMs.
Okay, the dreaded DM pitch.
But see, the article stresses, never pitch up front in the first DM. That's the key mistake. Personalize it. Reference their recent post or something on their profile. Start a real conversation.
Like, hey, saw your post on X, really interesting, have you ever thought about why? Kind of thing.
Exactly like that. The template they suggested was something like, iName, enjoyed your post on topic, curious if you're facing pain point. We help brands with that by doing brief solution benefit. Happy to share insights. Short, value-focused, no hard sell. Only move to a call if there's mutual interest.
That feels much more natural, less spammy. What about collaborations?
Yeah, huge potential there. Partner with complementary brands or influencers, people who serve your audience but aren't direct competitors.
Like co-host an Instagram Live.
Perfect example. Or a joint reel, a contest, cross-promotions, where you shout each other out. It taps you into their audience instantly.
That Miami fitness coach example was powerful, the one who partnered with the cafe.
Right. Big follower jump for both. And the coach got, 17 new client consultations from it? It shows that finding those synergistic partnerships works.
Okay, so beyond posts and DMs, what about specific Instagram features like stories, reels, live? How do we leverage those for leads?
They each have unique strengths. Stories are great for immediacy. Share quick client wins, use polls and Q&As to understand audience needs right now. Offer flash deals. First 5 to DM discovery, get a free audit. And then archive the best ones into highlights so they live on.
And reels, they seem to be everywhere.
Because they work. Short, engaging video is perfect for walking through a process, busting a myth in your industry, showing your team culture. Video builds that know-like trust factor so much faster.
Right, see the people behind the brand. What about Instagram Live? Seems a bit daunting.
It can be, but the payoff can be big. Host live Q&As, mini workshops, answer real questions on the spot. It demonstrates your expertise in real time. Then you can naturally mention how people can work with you further at the end. Lots of startups credit early wins to connections made during live Zooms.
Okay, so using all these different tools strategically, but how do we know if any of this is actually working? All these tactics sound great, but results matter.
Absolutely critical point. Data. You have to track what's happening. The article really pushes for regular review of your Instagram insights.
What should we be tracking specifically? Not just likes, right?
Definitely not just likes.
Yeah.
Focus on metrics that show real interest or intent. Profile visits, clicks on your website link. How many DMs are you getting that are actual inquiries? Post saves and shares are big indicators of valuable content, more so than likes often. Story replies too.
So tracking the actions that actually lead towards a business outcome.
Exactly. Track this weekly, see what content formats get more DMs, which posts get saved, which stories get replies. Then adjust your strategy based on that real data, not just guesses.
And testing things out, experimenting.
Yes, split testing. Try different calls to action. Test a personal story versus a case study, which drives more inquiries. Video versus static image. Keep a simple tracker. Log what you tried, what the result was. Make small adjustments based on what the data tells you, maybe monthly.
Move from guessing to knowing. That makes sense. The article even gave a kind of week one playbook. What should a startup realistically aim to do in their first week focusing on this?
It's about setting the foundation. First, audit and optimize that profile. Nail the bio, the CTA, set up the link tool, create some core story highlights like testimonials about us, services.
That's that window looking right.
Exactly. Then, plan and ideally create some initial authority content, maybe 2 proof-based posts, reels or carousels showing results, 1 founder story or lesson learned post for relatability, and plan out some engaging stories with polls or Q&As.
So profile ready, initial content planned. What about the outreach part in week one?
Start identifying leads. Use search. Find maybe 30, 50 relevant profiles, potential clients or partners, and start engaging thoughtfully. Leave real comments. Don't just spam.
Quality over quantity.
Definitely. And then start sending those first personalized DMs. Aim for maybe 5, 10 a day. Remember, no pitching, just value and conversation starters. Log who you contacted. Maybe even brainstorm one potential collaborator for a live or shout out down the line. And crucially, review at the end of the week. How many DMs? How many profile visits? What seemed to resonate?
It sounds really focused and actionable, much more than just post pretty pictures.
Yeah, the article's main point is that finding clients on Instagram isn't luck. It's strategy and consistency.
Okay, so for everyone listening, maybe feeling a bit stuck on getting those first clients, what's the immediate next step?
Honestly, go look at your Instagram bio right now. Does it clearly say who you help and the result you provide? Is there a clear call to action? Fix that first. Then maybe plan out 1 authority post for this week, a mini case study, a before-after, a key tip, and find 5 potential clients to engage with thoughtfully today.
Small, actionable steps. Love it. Because that next big client, that game-changing relationship for your startup, it really could be just 1 smart DM or 1 valuable story away. So think about that. How can you implement even one of these ideas this week? What's the tactic from this deep dive that really jumps out to you as something you can start on right now?